Alright guys, I'm here with a bit of information for Dragon Ball Legends. Now, before I get into it, I do kind of just want to apologize for not really covering Legends throughout the past few days because we've had a ton of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero information, so I really did want to focus on that. And side note, I do hope that you guys enjoyed all the information that I dropped. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely check it out. I have, exclusive gameplay from when I played the demo, and we had bits of information that dropped yesterday as well. But back on Legends, the official Dragon Ball Legends Twitter accounts have tweeted our very first cryptic message for part 2 of the 6th anniversary. And I'm not gonna lie, this picture is very ambiguous, because I mean, okay, so people can consider it either a teapot or like a coffee pot. Personally speaking, I'm seeing it as a coffee pot, because I can see like the filter on the very top and whatnot, and then obviously you have to pour water inside of it. It would slowly drip inside of the actual pot, and then you'd be able to actually pour out the coffee. But I don't know, like when it comes down to things like this, if we disregard the fact of it being a coffee pot and just whether we consider it either coffee or tea, then like I would say that it's probably hinting at something towards the future, because we do know that with Zamasu and Gowasu and even Goku Black, they drink tea a lot. So it could be something like that, and it would also make sense because the latest Zenkai we have is a future unit, so that actually would make sense. But if we stick to it being just an actual coffee pot, I genuinely have no idea, because when it comes down to I guess relevant references of coffee, there really isn't much. I mean, well, in technicality, if I recall correctly, didn't Super Boo say something like he likes a coffee flavored candy or something like that? So, and we did just get a brand new Super Vegeta, or not Super Vegeta, sorry, Super Vegito. So I guess that could also go hand in hand, but I don't know, man. Like, something's telling me that we're probably thinking a bit too like straightforward with this, because remember, when it comes down to cryptic messages, things aren't always as straightforward as they seem. Sometimes the pictures that we get can be in reference to something else, right? Not directly tied with what the image is showing, right? So thinking outside of the box, if we don't think of this as a coffee or teapot or whatever the case may be, and think of it as a container that is slowly having some sort of substance dripping to the bottom portion of the container, if we think outside of the box, that could be tied in relation to an hourglass. And if we think of it like that, then I'm thinking that part 2 of the anniversary may be tied with the Boo saga, because remember, we did also have Super Boo sitting and waiting at that hourglass in order to fight Gotenks, right? Well, I mean, truthfully, it was Goten and Trunks before they fused with Gotenks, but you guys get my point, right? Like, Super Boo sat there looking at the hourglass, slowly, pouring sand into the bottom portion of the glass, waiting to be able to fight Goten and Trunks. So the reason why that would make a lot of sense is because, one, again, this cryptic message does kind of flow with that notion, like I said, just thinking outside of the box. 2, one of the anniversary units we got was Boo Saga themed. And 3, if you guys remember, a few hours ago, they started tweeting about the next reveals and stuff. And one of the tweets that they put out was talking about how the reveals and stuff is 3 days away. But not only did they say it's 3 days away, get ready for it and whatnot, but there is an image of Buhan there. And there was no indication whatsoever of anything concerning part 2 of the anniversary, or at least initially at that time, like being tied with Buhan whatsoever. Like, there has to be some sort of significance as to why Buhan is there. So because of that, I'm thinking hourglass, right? And the hourglass doesn't necessarily have to tie to like Super Boo. it specifically the form Super Boo, right? Because yes, Super Boo was the one who waited, right? But it could also just tie into Super Boo in a general aspect. So not just like the Super Boo form, but maybe Buuhan or Boo tanks, right? Because those are still forms of Super Boo. And with them having that picture that shows only 3 days left until reveals and stuff, and he's on there for whatever reason, then I don't know what is going on at this point, man. Like it would have to tie to something for Boo Saga, or at least me personally. That's the only thing that I kind of understand. Not to mention that if I'm not mistaken, again, the latest Zenkai was Fuse the Muscle Half Corrupted, which it was a long time coming, man, a very long time coming. But also, if I recall correctly, Fuse the Muscle Half Corrupted is regen as well. And guess what? Super Boo Boo in general is regen. So I don't know, like everything kind of falls into place when you start thinking Super Boo, right? Or kind of just Boo Saga in general. So I mean, again, we had the fusing Super Vegito. We had Fuse the Muscle Half Corrupted that got a Zenkai, which even though, you know, he's Future and God Key and all that stuff, he is Fusion Warrior, which does tie with fusing a Super Vegito. And in this particular case, if that cryptic message is an hourglass and it ties into Super Boo in some sort of way, shape, or form, then Fuse the Muscle Half Corrupted ties with that too, because they're both regen. So I don't know, man. Like, this is gonna be interesting because if Super Boo, well, specifically Buuhan in this particular case, ends up being the part 2 unit, they're gonna have to make him crazy good, man. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, if you're to throw him on like powerful opponent or something, he'd be fine. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is necessarily me personally, right? Like this, you guys don't have to agree with this at all. I don't know if Buuhan is necessarily like 6th or just in general anniversary tier hype. Like maybe for the first anniversary, sure, right? Because remember, first anniversary we did get I believe it was the green Buuhan. But apart from that though, it's like there are other units that definitely could get a lot more love other than him, and one of which is Super Saiyan God Goku. Like I feel like we're kind of a broken record at this point, because a lot of us do want to see Super Saiyan God Goku get some sort of love, like in Dragon Ball Legends, because he really doesn't get much. But if they're gonna start going for characters that are relatively underrepresented in the game, I would much rather get that, right? Because not only that, that would also tie with the 6th anniversary, because again, we have fusing Gogeta Blue, and we also have Zenkai Fuse the Muscle Half Corrupted. Both of those guys are God Key. And then of course, what would Super Saiyan God Goku be? God Key. So it would all make sense if, you know, we even got like a Super Saiyan God Goku. Do I think that this hints towards him? Absolutely not. It just, there's nothing within that hint, or at least from what I'm able to perceive, that would actually hint towards Super Saiyan God Goku. I'm leaning more towards it being something related to the Boo Saga, and based on the image, maybe Buuhan. I genuinely do not know. Again, this is one of the most ambiguous cryptic messages they have given us in a while, so it's pretty hard to interpret what it's going to relate to. But based on the context that we have from the Zenkai, the units that we got in part 1, like all that, and even the cryptic message, I'm assuming that it's going to be something related to the Boo Saga. Again, that's just my opinion. I could be absolutely wrong about this, so definitely take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But I do want to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think this cryptic message relates to? Who do you think the character is going to be? Again, let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.